All Heart fan, MK here. We made it to Friday, and thanks so much for clicking on this video about heel striking. We're going to talk all things about how to have the proper foot strike so that we can run fast and stay healthy. All right, but first, before we get stuck into it, let's drop in on the kids and see how their 8 miles of easy and steady running went this morning. After the marathon, we took 2 weeks to recover. So after this week, we're going to get on the base. I never really liked doing steady miles, but I don't know, I'm kind of excited about this one. Currently running at around 7:10 per mile. Heart rate is 160. Definitely not as low as Mr. Colin, but he's running steady state.
Miles done.
All right, day 8, and we're walking, and we're jogging. I waited all the way until now for the sun to break. It was so cloudy just 2 minutes before. Getting my run on grass today to exercise my ankles just a little bit more and run on a softer surface at the same time. It's a beautiful day. So many runners have a negative image of the heel strike. So much so that some even take offense if they're diagnosed with the heel strike. And a lot of people have strong misconceptions of what a foot strike looks like because of all kinds of video clips that are put in slow motion out there and that are paused at certain precise moments that could be misleading. So today I'm going to break it down for you with some basic, simple points that are easy to remember and also easy to fix so that you can diagnose your own foot strike and possibly make improvements to increase your power and your running longevity. First, what is a very good foot strike? Now remember, we belong to a very specific activity, distance running, in particular the marathon. Sprinters, even middle distance runners, can have a very different foot strike, even being opposites, while still remaining successful in their respective sports. I'm going to use Colin Evans' gait cycle to show you what a good foot strike is for distance running. Okay, Cole, roll the tape. Force equals MA. So the variables that depend on force are mass and acceleration. Force at the moment of impact is definitely not the same as force when the foot is supporting the max amount of weight from the body along with downward momentum. So we want to identify the point of contact on the ground that's supporting the most amount of weight to determine not the point of contact, but to determine the highest amount of force on the foot when it hits the ground. So we can tell by the muscle striations in the legs, as well as the compression of the foam of the midsole of the shoe, where the greatest amount of force is being exerted on the foot from the ground. And that point should be directly beneath the hips. Anterior pelvic tilt can cause impact force behind the hips, causing all types of problems like runner's knee and shin splints and ankle problems. And having a pronounced impact force in front of the hips can cause a braking motion, shocking impact, and of course, lots of problems like shin splints and runner's knee. I get a lot of heat from the internet about Cole's heel strike and Evan's forefoot strike. And in the past, I was referring to their initial contact points as far as foot strikes. But Cole and Evan are very solid midfoot impact foot strikers. And even though their initial contact point differs, the brunt of the force is being taken on by the entire midfoot, which allows for efficient use of their shoes, whether they're in daily trainers or carbon-plated racing shoes. And it allows them to maintain healthy feet, ankles, and lower legs so they can put in 84 miles per week of volume and up to 3 workouts per week during the peak part of marathon builds. So focus less on the tread pattern of your shoes, because if you are impacting the ground directly on your midfoot, you're likely slapping the ground very hard and making a very loud noise, which is focusing all the impact on one square area, and that's not so good. Dispersing the impact a little bit with an initial contact point in the forefoot or initial contact point in the heel will allow a smooth roll onto the midfoot and a nice spring from the toe off. So avoid the 2 biggest mistakes that can be made in the foot strike: overstriding and anterior pelvic tilt, and leverage the very good natural forefoot or heel strike that you currently have to work on striking the ground directly beneath your hips so that you can support the brunt of the force of your body weight by the midfoot. Giant shout out to all-heart athlete Johan Seri, who's racing in the Colfax Marathon this weekend, gunning for his very first sub-3 marathon. Let's go, Johan! And if you're interested in getting personalized coaching like Johan or any of my other all-heart athletes, then send me an email at allheartrc@gmail.com and I'll get back to you with details about individualized training plans and personalized coaching. Jogging and vlogging. You can check out the details of this run on Strava right over here, and go ahead and join our Strava club while you're at it by searching for AHRC, where you can get announcements about meetups and races and follow your progress on our leaderboard. You are missing out if you don't follow us on Instagram for your daily dose of running and life motivation. 1.6 million views in the last month. Thanks so much for all the love and support. We are so fortunate to have the best Patreon team in the whole world, without whom we cannot do any of this. So much gratitude. Let's see, what do I got on the docket today? I gotta go in, break my fast, write some training plans, and get some grocery shopping done, and go home and make some dinner. I hope you have a great day and a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one. All right, bye now. Yeah.